All right, so let's talk for a second. All right. Many of you are struggling with what you're called to do. You're struggling with that business that you're supposed to do. When you hear the word sales, you cringe because you did not have success in the past. You struggle with imposter syndrome. You struggle with, entertainment feels good because it caused you to be distracted from everything else in life because, the stresses of life are physically weighing on you. You go to Netflix or YouTube and you can barely find something to watch. So you're on social media all day. You're trying to find an outlet. And what you're really doing is you're running from yourself. Because the truth of the matter is you don't understand the state of the union of what's really going on and why you really need to do whatever you're called to do or operate in that business that you're called to operate in, right? I'll give you an example and I'll back up and I wrote some things down if I get off track. Bravery. Some people don't feel like they're brave enough, so let's consider the word bravery. Okay. If my son is in the middle of the street and I'm yelling for him to get out the street because there's a car coming. Bravery is when I run out and I save him because I put myself in harm's way. I could be thinking about my legacy. I could be thinking simply because this is a child. He deserves to, experience more life than I have up to this point. Bravery is when I'm getting outside of myself. So if we equate this to your calling or your business, what you're supposed to be doing, it's not just for you. Yes, it will pay you, but it's not just for you. You don't know who is called to hear your voice that won't hear your voice, to save them, to get him or her to the next level, to the space where they need to be. I have a product, right? And it's called Entrepreneurship Through the Lens of a Barber. It's a book. The second part of the title is 6-Figure Principles That Work in Every Industry. Okay? And the reason why I wrote this particular book, because there's a problem where people do not make what they desire to make in the spaces that they feel called to work in. Now, there's a lot of people making 6 figures in the workspace, but they don't know what 6 figures really mean, because when we hear it, we're thinking like $100,000 or $200,000 or even $300,000, right? And the truth of the matter is $999,000 is also 6 figures. So when I wrote the book, it's because I seen statistics where it stated that less than 5% of people in business are actually earning at least $100,000. And if you can't operate in the space that you feel called in, how are you going to be able to ever scale it? Grow your business, right? You can't grow it if you can't at least operate in the business itself to help sustain and keep yourself, to pay the bills, right? And what we find is a lot of people don't forge ahead because they don't understand the seriousness of what's really going on. Like, there's always a deeper issue. There's always a deeper problem, right? So the deeper problem, and the problem that I'm trying to solve, is the economy is in a space where it's around 20 to 22%. If you're not making more, 22% more every year, your buying power is decreasing. So how does that look when you go out to try to rent a home if you're not buying as of now? What are the rates looking like? We just recently rented a home and we're paying more than what we paid where we previously were. And the places that we spent money to try to get approved for, everything lined up, but we weren't getting approved because simply they were in a position to say, hey, we want to raise the price. Where we are now, we had to give them a higher price for them to say yes. The gas bills, the electricity bills are raising, but it's catching people off guard because it's catching people sleep. So you have to do what you're called to do, because if you don't, how would you even fare, let alone the people that you're called to serve fare? There's a problem that you already have the solution to, but you just got to go out there and solve it. I love you.